Again, these are about the speaker system. Hopefully, we'll have it ready to go by the next meeting. Andy has a lot of that stuff worked out. We just got to get it over and let Heather look at it. But, so at this time, we'll start our public speaking for the night. Our first guest is Mr. John Hurd. And we have Mr. David Byers also after him. The way this works is you'll have 3 minutes to address the commission.
Good evening. My name is John Hurd. I moved here 25 years ago and couldn't be happier. This is a great county to live in. We've had very good tax assessors since I've been here. Starting with Connie Brigham when I first got here. When she left, Tim Bourne took over, and he raised the standards, professionalism, integrity, and leadership to heights unseen. He set up a standard that was admired for 100 miles in every direction. Unfortunately, other people saw his abilities and his leadership, and Traditions Bank came in here and made him an offer that he couldn't refuse and the county couldn't replace. So he went to be a bank president. But we were lucky. We had Martha Wallace, who had been there for 25 years, and she knew every aspect of it and was able to keep what Tim had done on even keel. We didn't have any problems back then, all you know that. Okay, we're now facing the third invasion into this county. The first one was 200 years ago when the people who came here realized that they could make iron out of the hematite and magnetite, and the economy boomed for 25 years. Second invasion was in 1862, and we all know how that went. But at least they left after a short period of time after destroying the economy. And the county has stayed pretty much on the same thing. Well, the state considers the 3 most important, difficult jobs in a county, statewide, to be the 3. The county mayor, the county sheriff, and the tax assessor. The state sets their compensation, not the county, because they know how difficult it is to find and retain people of the caliber that we need. Okay, so we're now at a crossroads. We've got now an invasion caused partially by 3 things. 1, baby boomers are retiring. 2, we've had the most unsettling economic, political situation in the last few years. And the last, all the problems with COVID and all that stuff. And so we're having now hundreds of people coming from blue states, coming here and buying land and houses sight unseen. I mean, many of the people I've talked to had never even been to Tennessee, and they came here and paid hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash for something, and then they get upset. And they try to take it out on the tax commissioner. And say, well, the property I bought wasn't what I thought it was going to be. It wasn't what the seller told me it was going to be. I need you to lower my tax rate. Well, of course, that's not what the tax assessor does. Okay, Tim Bourne is a proven professional. He's done the job for years. He knows how to do it. He can hit the ground running. He's an ultimate professional. He has leadership skills. He has everything else. And he's available. There is nobody else within 100 miles capable of stepping in and taking over for Martha like he is. I know you all are very smart. You care for the county. I hope you'll do what's right. Thank you very much.
Mr. Byers? You'll also have 3 minutes, sir.
Well, I got a handout here of what you'd like to pass around.
Yeah, that's okay. Go right ahead. That's part of your 3 minutes. I just want to let you know.
My name is David Byers. I live on Terrapin Run Road, and I'm here to talk about the bridge/culvert that they have. That thing is flooded out now at least 3 or 4 times in the last couple of years, completely washing out the road, and it strands all of us who live on the other side of that part of the creek. Totally stranded. You can't get in or out. It has affected us considerably. I am passing out a handout to everybody, so I'll cover all of the points because I know I only have 3 minutes to speak. But I would appreciate it if you guys could review that. Basically, when that road is impassable, we're stuck. We got 3 families back there, elderly folks, myself included. I'm 100% combat-related disability from Vietnam. My wife is 100% disability. There are other people there, school children that can't get to school, can't be picked up. On and on it goes. Now, the county's been really great about getting out there quickly and repairing it, but it's a Band-Aid repair. All they're doing is dumping more rock in there, and it just washes away the next time and makes the situation even worse, because now the rock is filling up the creek, which makes it overflow faster, and so on and so forth. So we would really appreciate it if you could free up the impact money that I know the county's got, free that up, get a bid from somebody, an engineer, because I don't believe our road department has an engineer that works for them, to figure out what they can do in there to make that situation better. I think a bridge would be the way to go, but we need a bid and we need an engineer to look at it. The cost to the county right now, the way you're doing it, in my opinion, already has exceeded what it would cost to put a bridge in there. Every time you come out, there's 5, 6 loads of dump trucks and gravel coming out. All of the people that are coming back and forth, the road supervisors and the equipment that's out there, and so on and so forth, it just doesn't end. If you one time put a bridge in and get it done correctly, that situation stops and the money isn't being hemorrhaged out for a Band-Aid approach. I've had situations where medical needs and so forth can't get out. The only way, if we ever do need emergency services, is going to be that they're going to have to bring a helicopter in, and I don't know if they can do that in certain types of weather. So we got a problem, a big problem.
Thank you,
And I
sir.
really appreciate everybody taking a quick look at that.
If I could just get a quick word in,
Did you sign?
She signed up.
I'm signing too.
I'll give you that.
You know, it's just a second of your time.
Thank
You know, I'm sorry about, Ronnie Sumner and everything that's happened with him. And I understand this has been a real problem for him also. I know he's stressed over this road for a long, long time. But he did mention that impact money is there. I'm not sure if we need to appeal to Mrs. Fields or Mr. Pryor to see what we can do, because that was what he had suggested. So if we can just kind of maybe take one step forward and maybe get an engineer out there or somebody, put some bids out and see what they can do, we would really appreciate that. Thank you all for your time.
This time I'll call our commission meeting to order. If you could stand, I'd ask Mr. Stewart to lead us in the invocation, followed by the pledge of allegiance.
Father, Lord, as we assemble here tonight, Lord, take care of the people's business. I pray that you give us wisdom and guidance to fill this position that we have tonight, Lord. Lord and Father, I'd refer to Acts chapter 1, and the prayer there, Lord, is, oh Lord, show us who you'd have to fill this vacancy, Lord. Father, I do pray that everything is done decently and in order tonight. I do pray, Father, Lord, that there's no animosity. However the meeting goes, I do pray, Father, Lord, that you keep your hand on our military and wherever they are and their families, Lord, bless them. And I pray a special prayer for our submariners, Lord. Father, I just pray you keep your hand on them and this thing diffuses and nothing goes further. In Jesus' holy name, amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Brian Teeber,
Yep.
Justin Booth.
Here.
Rick Joyner, Shane Bates.
Here.
Eric Watkins,
Here.
Terry Pitchu,
Here.
Vince Gray,
Here.
Richard Pryor,
Here.
Melissa Fields, Bradley Jones, Clint Mathis, Mark George,
Here.
Alexis Taylor. All present.
Thank you. Number 5 is new to our agenda. Charles and I have talked about this for a while, and we're gonna start adding the approval of agenda. If you guys have something within the 5-day mark, which state statute talks about, and most of you know that, you can still add or things like that, as long as we get it and approve it on the agenda. So we don't have anything new that you guys didn't have tonight. We actually took one thing off, maybe a couple weeks ago, it may not have made it on there, but if that happens a couple of days before, we need if Ms. Heather comes and says we need an emergency allocation or something like that, we simply can vote on it at that time. We can approve the agenda for that night. You'll have the ability to say yay or nay, of course. But it's just a clause to add a little bit of a security blanket, just to ensure that we follow state statute pretty much to a T. So that's all that is.
Well,
So
that would be good for emergency stuff, but if it becomes an everyday deal, you look at the agenda and we come to the meeting and you have no idea what the heck you're voting on, how can you make a?
you just vote nay. If you don't want, if there's something on there and you're not prepared to vote on it or anything.
Well, that's the idea of getting this stuff out 5 days. I just don't want it to become policy that we know nothing before we come to the meeting.
No, we're not gonna do that. This is just in emergency situations as far as I'm
Emergencies
concerned.
is fine, and we all understand emergency.
So at this time, you guys, if you have any questions or concerns, additions or subtractions, I would ask. If not, I would ask for an approval on the agenda. Motion by Mr. Joyner, second by Ms. Fields. All in favor, say yea. Any, say aye. Sorry, all y'all said nay. Y'all shouldn't be listening. Hey, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Thank you, guys. Number 6 is the acceptance of the Stewart County Property Assessor's resignation effective September the 30th, 2025, and expressing the Commission's gratitude for Ms. Martha's many years of service. I do have a plaque for Ms. Martha. I did not see her make it in tonight, so I will take that to her at the earliest convenience, which will probably be tomorrow. We definitely appreciate her years of service. She's ready to retire, and the great state of Tennessee says she can, so that's what she's doing. And at this time, I'll need a motion to accept the resignation of Property Assessor Martha Wallace. Motion by Mr. Jones. Second by Mr. Thomas. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. At this time, I'm going to turn item number 7 over to our attorney, and he can explain what's going to happen here and the proper steps for us to take to fill this vacancy.
So obviously, the resignation doesn't take effect until September 30th. So tonight, we'll be filling the spot for that time, so it won't be filled immediately. What I would recommend, what the statute says, is you need to adopt your procedure. So if you're going to do a roll call voting, or if you're going to allow the mayor to announce the candidates and vote on them individually, you just need to adopt how you want to do that. In the past, you've done roll call, so your name will be called and you would vote for who you want to be filling that position. If there's a tie, this is set in the procedure too. If there's multiple candidates, nobody gets a majority, then you would move to round 2 with the highest 2, and then you would go right back to the same process. There's no questions. I would have him get a motion to accept the rules that you want to follow on the voting.
So I think what we need a motion on is whether to go by roll call or whether to go by individual vote. So I will accept a motion for either one of those.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Joyner, second by Mr. George. All in favor of a roll call vote, say aye. Aye. Are there any opposed? That motion carries, and we will present it by roll call vote. The way this happens is we will accept nominations Any commissioner can nominate as many as they would like. And that person has to be here tonight or has to have a letter delivered to us for the commission meeting tonight. I did not receive any letters, so that person, the nominee, will have to be here tonight. They will have 3 minutes if they would like to get up and speak on their behalf. And at the conclusion of the last nominee, we will have a roll call vote. At this time, I'll open up the floor for nominees for property assessor.
Well, I'll go first.
Ladies first.
I'm going first. I'll go first. Tim Borens is in my district. I spoke with him. I think he is a good man for the job. He's done it before, and I think that he'd be really good at just kind of swinging in there and getting started.
Nominee, Mr. Tim Borens, do you accept that nominee? Do I have any other nominees?
Yes, sir. Miss Jennifer Biggs, and I think she is here. She lives in my district, and she's a good person.
Ms. Biggs, do you accept that nominee? Do we have any further nominees?
Eric Killies. Is here.
Mr. Cryer. Mr. Killius, do you accept that nominee?
Yes, sir.
Any further nominees?
Randy Hardigan, District 6.
Ms. Hardigan, do you accept that nominee?
Yes, sir.
Have any further nominees? Can I have a motion for nominees to see us, please?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Thomas, second by Mr. Joyner. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We will go in order of the nominees. Mr. Tim Borens, if you would like to address the commission, you'll have 3 minutes, sir.
My name's Tim Barnes. For those of you that don't know me in the crowd, I know the commissioners here. I'm a lifelong resident of Stewart County and have been a licensed real estate broker in the state of Tennessee for the past 32 years and a licensed auctioneer in the state of Tennessee for the past 33 years and previous assessor of property for 5 years. I stand before you commissioners tonight asking for your vote and assuring you that I know the job, I know the values, I know the rules and laws, and if appointed tonight, I will be ready day one and work with the current assessor for a smooth transition. Thank you.
One question, Tim. When this opens back up, are you planning to run for the election of that seat?
Yes.
Ms. Jennifer Biggs, would you like to address the commission?
My name is Jennifer Biggs, and I'm currently employed at the Health Department here in Stewart County as a full-time dental assistant. Coming September, I'll have been there for 7 years, 14 years altogether in the dental field. I'm a lifelong resident of Stewart County. I'm deeply rooted and invested here. I've raised my family here, I've worked here, and I take great pride in my hometown. I've been a part of several community outreach events over the years. I enjoy doing those things to show my support and dedication, not only during times of need, but in times of fun family events, and that I truly care. I have no direct experience for this job, but I'll tell you what I do have. I've got the energy, enthusiasm, I'm hardworking, dependable, trustworthy, and trustworthy. I believe I'm good with people and communicating effectively. I have the eagerness and I'm willing to learn. I'm a quick learner and take instruction well. If I'm appointed tonight, I will hit the ground running, using the next year absorbing and learning as much as a year allows, gaining the experience and knowledge on assessing and appraising real and personal property to ensure fair, accurate as possible taxation. So when I run in next year's election, I will be equipped with and have a year's worth of experience under my belt. And for the public to see how hard I'm working, get a chance to know me, and see how serious I am on being their county assessor long term. If I were to be appointed for the next year, I will be exploring new ideas and strategies, new talks, and having fresh eyes on monitoring market changes and trends at the local and broad level. Anything to enhance the efficiency and precision of property assessment, along with all of its subcategories and components, all of which would enable easier ways to obtain a more current and accurate status, which include, but is not limited to, new and current construction, additions to properties, and home improvements. Saying all that, I will say this. I went and spoke with Ms. Carey and Mr. Brandt. I missed Miss Martha that day. She was out of the office. From the time that I was listening to them, just a small tiny glimpse was brought to me, and all this job encompasses, what it requires and provides. To say the least, it is incredibly daunting, tedious, carefully and meticulously planned, all around difficult, very hard job. Well, I am up for the challenge, with no doubt being a long road of learning, listening, figuring out, investigative work, making phone calls, and by the way, I have zero problem asking for help. The ladies and the gentlemen in the office are very knowledgeable, and I have faith they would steer me in the right direction. I would also expect to take tons of instruction and get a few to several cousins. However, I believe that with time, I would become very good at it. I am confident I possess the abilities, qualities, and have the grit and tenacity to become a great assessor of properties for the next year and hopefully beyond. I want to become the new face for Stewart County and get the privilege to serve in this new and different capacity and level, continuing on as your public servant. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Eric Killius, would you like to address the commission?
Sure. First of all, thank y'all for giving me an opportunity to do one of my favorite things, which is talk to people. So, I feel like I'd be a good fit for this position because, number one, every job that I do, I bring honesty, hard work, and integrity to the job. Some of you guys I've worked with in the past or have worked for in the past as far as customer service. I'm no stranger to talking to the public. I'm no stranger to helping the public with what they need and steering them in the right direction, being upfront with what they need to know, while also taking into consideration their feelings in that moment, whether they're feeling upset or whatever they need. If they're coming to me for a problem to be solved, I can do that. I've not had any direct experience with this field of work, but I do have experience in the past with customer service, leadership, training, and standard writing. And I feel that I can bring all those skills that I've learned in life to do this job well. I learn fast and I learn everything completely so that I know all the rules of the job that I'm asked to do so that I can perform the task efficiently, effectively, and well. Thank you guys for your attention.
Thank you. Ms. Harding, would you like to address the commission?
Oh yeah, you better hold on. For all you guys who don't know me, my name is Brandy Hardigan. I ran for school board a while back. I'm approaching this like a job interview, so I'm handing out a couple resumes. The back page, and I only brought 14, so some of y'all might have to share. The back page has got something particular about it. I want to say thank you first off to the commissioners that returned my phone call and spoke to me in regards to this position prior to today. I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to do that. Also would like to thank Mr. Pryor. He offered to go over my resume and streamline it. I wanted to take a little bit of an unconventional approach. I'm a little bit more, I'm not going to be passive aggressive about it. I'm going to try to be a little bit proactive with things. And I'm going to try to talk fast and squeeze in as much information in 3 minutes as I can. So the resume, if you, let me slow down. I'm getting a little over my heels. I'm handing this to you first, sir, only because you're part of the military. And this was most of my military career and some of my profession, if you want to pass it to some of your colleagues as well. If anybody else would like a resume, I will definitely give one to you. All right, so something that I noticed trend when I spoke to the commissioners prior to today about questions that they asked me. First question they asked me was, do you have any experience? I mean, valid question. Legit, when you're appointing someone to hopefully hit the ground running like Mr. Tim, obviously a good choice. I can't knock that by any means. But I'm here to make people work for it, for certain. And I do want the position. So when they ask me, well, why do you want it? Well, on its face, for me, it's career progression. I would like to move forward. But it's more than that when I had a chance to really think about it. So much like Miss Jennifer, I do want to be involved in the community. I'm not from here, but I'm planting roots here, and I plan on living here and being here forever. And I do want to be involved, hence trying to be involved with the school board. So I'm trying to find opportunities where I can. I'm in a county and a town where I am, this county and town hold the values that I associate with, and it's a safe community for my child to grow up in, and I want to plant those trees in order to have our next generations grow or be in the shade of. So there's that to answer that first question. The second question was, why do you have any relevance, and then why do you want the job? So there's that, but then there's also, some of the experience that I had with the tax assessor's office here recently was a little bit of a tug of war when it came to our property and property taxes. They could be a little bit more welcoming with going in. It felt like proved to us our assessment is incorrect. They could be a little bit more understanding. And I have to say, empathetic. A lot of people strive in this poor county to make things better for their lives, and no one likes Uncle Sam in their pockets any more than they have to be. So I sympathize with that. So that's something that I'd like to work on. If I am appointed. Third one's gonna be a little bit hard to swallow. I was asked, fairly so, or rightfully so, if I wasn't appointed to this position this evening, if I was going to run for it when it did come up for a seat. A fair question, an honest answer. I can't give a definitive yes or no, but as it stands right now, unless something changes, probably not. Reason being, I make $14 an hour. My name is not known in this community that well. I don't have the time or the funds to campaign in a community that has yet to know my name, and I'd like it to be a little organic. Appreciate it. But I will run for it if I am appointed. So, sorry, again, I'm trying to talk fast and I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Is there any one of you guys have any questions about anything, the process or anything before we go to the roll call vote? At this time, I'd ask for a roll call vote, please.
Bradley Jones,
Randy Hardy.
Clint Mathis,
Randy Hardy.
Mark George,
Tim Barnes.
Alexis Taylor,
Tim Barnes.
Elijah Thomas,
Tim Barnes.
Brian Teber,
Tim Barnes.
Justin Booth,
Tim Barnes.
Rick Joyner,
Tim Barnes.
Shane Cates,
Jennifer Biggs.
Eric Watkins,
Jennifer Biggs.
Terry Bitchu,
Tim Barnes.
Vince Gray,
Eric Kayes.
Archie Pryor,
Miss Biggs.
Melissa Fields.
Tim Barnes.
Final tally, Tim Barnes, 8 votes, Jennifer Biggs, 3 votes, Eric Killius, 1 vote, Randy Hardigan, 2 votes. By statute, Mr. Tim Borns will be the new property assessor on September the 1st. October the 1st. So, number 8 on our agenda is the approval of minutes. Do I have a motion to approve? Motion to approve, sir. Second. Mr. Eric, second. Mr. Cryer. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Number 9 is the approval of the bi-monthly reports that you previously had in your packets. Is there any discussion over any of those?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Ms. Fields. Second by Mr. Joyner. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Number 10 is the approval of notaries. You have those in your packet. Would entertain approval. Motion by Ms. Fields. Second by Mr. Jones. All in favor say aye. Aye. Are there any opposed? Thank you. Number 11, I'll turn over to Chairman Mark Deutsch.
Budget amendments was approved by the Budget and Finance Committee just before the legislative district. And I will make a motion to approve it.
I'll second that. And I'll ask for a roll call vote, please.
Riley Jones.
Yes.
Clint Mathis.
Yes.
Mark George.
Yes.
Alexis Taylor.
Yes.
Elijah Thomas.
Yes.
Brian Tabor.
Yeah.
Justin Booth.
Yes.
Rick Joyner.
Yes.
Shane Hates.
Yes.
Eric Watkins.
Yes.
Terry Fitzhugh.
Yes.
Vince Gray.
Yes.
Archie Cryer.
Yes.
Melissa Fields.
Abstain.
Number 12 is the county officials annual report. This is for review only. If you have reviewed that and you have any questions, we can discuss that. Not, I'll entertain a motion to approve. Oh, never mind, it's a review only. I'm sorry, I just said that. Great, thank you. Number 13 is the property tax roll report from the Stewart County trustee. That is a review only also. We didn't put it on there, but do any of you have any questions about that? Okay. All right, number 14, it is the approval of a resolution to establish a program to supplement the property tax relief program in the state of Tennessee provided for in Title 67, Chapter 5, Part 7 of TCA. So what we are essentially asking, Ms. Laura Crane has worked extremely hard on this over the last year probably, and Ms. Heather and her and I have crunched the numbers and put in a nutshell. She gave you the paper on it, but put in a nutshell, we have the funds right now to up our property tax relief for in this elderly program. And it's not a ton of money, but it is extra relief that we can't afford right now. I would ask Ms. Laura, you want to speak on that briefly?
If they have a question, I would be glad to.
Yeah, I thank you for putting it together. It's
something near and dear to my heart, and I appreciate your support.
Motion to approve it. Second.
motion by Mr. Dortch, second by Mr. Cryer. Because this is new money, I'll ask for a roll call vote, please.
Riley Jones.
Yes.
Clint Mathis.
Yes.
Mark George.
Yes.
Alexis Taylor.
Yes.
Elijah Thomas.
Yes.
Brian Tabor.
Yes.
Justin Booth.
Yes.
Rick Joyner.
Yes.
Shane Hates.
Yes.
Eric Watkins.
Yes.
Terry Fitzhugh.
Yes.
Vince Gray.
Yes.
Archie Cryer.
Yes.
Melissa Fields.
Yes.
Thank you all.
Guys, thank you for that. Thank you, Ms. Laura. Thank you, Heather, for working on that. You know, $50 these days is a lot of money when it comes to paying your property tax, especially in that time of year. And, I can't help but think that's gonna be a big help, maybe when it comes to some grocery bills or electric bills. So thank you guys for that. Number 15 is to approve the written service provider agreement pursuant to TCA 4011-150 for providing GPS monitoring systems. If you guys have time to look at that and you have any questions, we can get those answered for you. Motion to approve by Mr. Mathis. Second. Okay, second by Mr. Thomas. No cost, so I said about a roll call vote. We don't need one. All in favor say aye. Aye. Are there any opposed? Thank you. Number 16 is approve the change in number 8 stone bid award with Vulcan Materials for the Stewart County Highway Department. If you have any questions, we have Ms. Karen and Mr. Roy here. Motion by Mr. Joyner. Second by Mr. Dortch. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Number 17 is to approve the service contract between Perigo Communications and Stewart County. If we have any questions on that, we'll get Mr. Mathis.
Clint, this is all your.
This is just it's the service contract for maintenance on our public safety radios. Is it gonna work in my district? It's gonna work just like it does today.
Motion by Mr. Thomas. Second. Second by Mr. Cates. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Number 18 is approve the resolution authorizing Stewart County to join the state of Tennessee and other local governments and amending the Tennessee State Subdivision Opioid Abatement Agreement and approving the related settlement agreements. We had a couple more come down that were a little bit more money, not a lot more money, but motion by Mr. Eric. Second by Ms. Fields. And that's money taken in, we'll read that. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Number 19 is the approval of Stewart County Public Library Board of Trustees new member, Ms. Sarah Back. By Mr. Joyner, second by Mr. Jones. All in favor say aye. Aye. Are there any opposed? Thank you. Number 20 is approval of surplus property.
Motion to approve.
By Mr. Dortch.
Second.
Second by Mr. Booth. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 21 on your agenda is new business. I'll let you guys start first. If you guys have some new business or questions about anything that's going on, or I'll be glad to answer all that I can. Mr. Terry?
Moving forward, this might be a little bit far-fetched than what I'm fixing to say, but I'd like to see a fast-paced clinic or something where people can go to after hours. Stewart County needs that, but we ain't got a hospital or anything here. And maybe we can look at maybe working towards something like that. And it might be far-fetched and it never happened, but, you know, and maybe a dialysis clinic here. And, you know, when you don't work towards something, it ain't gonna never happen. So, you know, I'd like for us to be as a board or something like that, you know.
So I reached out to two of the main last year, and one of them was fast-paced. I did speak with them. At that time, they were not interested in coming here. The one gentleman that I spoke with through fast-paced in their home office pointed out the ones that we had in Montgomery County and Henry County. To which I told him that, you know, most of those clinics are seeing our folks. They could ease some of the tension by putting here, and we would stay plenty busy. At that time, they were not interested. I have not been back in touch with them in the last, I'm gonna say 16 to 18 months. I haven't spoken with any of those. As far as the dialysis, I've reached out to 3 of those. I spoke with your mother about it. I know she travels extensively. And we've reached out to those three, her and I both. As of right now, we don't have any traction. However, we did have one that asked, when something comes into our county like that, what does the county do? And I couldn't answer that because we don't have anything as far as that right now. We don't have a building to put them in or anything like that. So it's definitely something to explore. I think that's I think we, there's a lot of people just getting out in the community. Most of you, make sure you tell me I'm never in my office. Well, I'm out in the community every day, and I talk to a bunch of people every day. And there's a lot of folks that's on dialysis right now. And I think that would be a huge asset to our region if we could somehow land, either of those, both of those would be big assets.
It was sort of a wake-up call for me when my mother had kidney started one day. It's not gonna help her. It's not gonna help her a bit. But anyhow, maybe down the road, we don't never know who's gonna be on dialysis. And I talked to a nursing home over here, and a lady worked over there. She said it was a nightmare, the ones that need dialysis, to try to get them transported where they can get dialysis. And it's just something to look at, and man, I'd like to see something like that happen here. It might not never happen, who knows? But
well, it'll have, if our population keeps growing like it does, we're now over 14,000. So if it keeps growing like it, somebody will.
Let me give you a report on Ronnie Sumner. I talked to him before I came in. He said that he's in rehab now, and they're working him over, he said. And he said if everything worked good, he'd see us the next meeting. So he said they were really working him over.
I went and visited Ronnie today, and he's out by Hickory Hollow in a rehab facility, and he's really doing well. I mean, he's really doing well.
He finally got his high cream. He won't have cream.
I think he just finally got solid foods when he got to the rehabilitation center, and I think he told his nurse to bring them to him till he threw up. So that's, but yes, he's doing well.
I have one thing that I was contacted by somebody, and probably Archie and Clint can say more about this, but he was talking about the fire station out here. Which one is this? Which one's this closest one? I can't even think of it. Taylor Chapel. And something about an issue with water, that they don't have water, or they're having issues with water or something like that. And like I say, we just kind of talked about it, but I think that it's kind of important, even if you just have to go to the bathroom, to have water around. So,
The guy that's on the board sitting right beside you.
Used to me.
Used to me just often.
I
haven't been a
water
special
up there at Taylor Chapel.
We'll look into it.
And I don't even know how you people came up with it. It was just like, hey, you need to talk to them about, they don't have any water at the Taylor Chapel Fire Department. And I was like, why? Has anybody called, has anybody called the fire department?
Well, there's a captain there at that station, so if there's a problem, he should be letting the chief know about it.
Have you know who contacted the chief?
I'm sorry.
Do you know who contacted the chief?
It was Brandon Cottrell.
Yeah, it's been a good minute since I've been involved out there, but to the best of my recollection, that is all on that well there. You got that services the church and that house beside it.
I don't know. I mean, like I say, he just contacted me about it, and I thought I'd bring it up for you guys that know more about fire stations.
Yeah, you guys,
At least you three.
We'll find out.
8 years ago, I was over that department. I had to work there. I was there. We'll find out.
You guys have any more new business?
The only thing I had was, we talked about, even the person stated about impact money that we got from TVA. And I know Elisha and several other commissioners have brought it up before, the impact to our roads has been going on since the new paper company selling the trees off 232. District 9 got hit really, really hard. It seems like the taxpayers are paying for that road destruction. Is there something we can do? Well, another thing, most of their outside companies, we're not getting any money from them as far as labor money or anything to help the impact. We're just picking it back up to the point, you know, I talked to Ronnie, and I was gonna have a discussion with him before, you know, the accident about this. And Elijah brought it up to me, but then, you know, to get more information, because I know many of times I've contacted them, there's supposed to be something in there where they have to fix the roads. They have to pour gravel to get more information, but there's no permitting for it. And talking with many of the people here, it's not even nobody from here. So we're taking our labor, and we have many logging companies around here, but the other people are coming in and undercutting it. So we gotta put something together, put our minds together, figure out how to get that money back that's impacting our citizens by somebody outside who's benefiting off of Stewart County itself. I don't know what that may be. Maybe something Charles Parks, we can talk about.
Wood haulers.
Huh?
Wood haulers.
A lot of it, where he's talking about it definitely is, but it's happening all over the county. It's not the crisis level, but when I'm riding around the counties and I see these trucks pulling on and off the roads and stuff, I hardly ever see our local guys doing that. Most of them build roads off of the roads and they take care of the property. He's exactly right. It's the guys, the fly-by-nighters that come in from out of town and they're tearing other sides of the road.
Fire departments and stuff.
Yeah, but the thing about
You'll see them moving at 3 a.m. in the morning because they know they're overweight.
Yeah,
You know.
the local guys are paying a tax to be on these roads. These guys that are coming from outside, they're not doing anything but tearing the roads up.
That's right.
And, you know, it's nothing against the Stacy Grizzards and the Higgs and the Lees. I want to see them thrive. They're part of our community.
Absolutely.
But these ones that are coming in here, just using our roads, tearing them up. I mean, that kind of going down another rabbit hole off what he's saying. You know, I don't even want to mention a word because people in here do backflips. But I'm gonna say it like this.
I can say wrong.
No. Gosh, no. Lord, no. People run and do backflips. I think we need to have some kind of subdivision standard. Because at the end of the day, the only people that are losing are us. The people of this community. Not just me as a commissioner, not just me as a community member, but me as somebody that's lived here my entire life. My kids, my future grandkids. They're the ones that are gonna lose. At the end of the day, look at Loon Bay. All the land that the county owns out there, because that subdivision was put in, and it was nothing to have a standard. People, like the gentleman mentioned before, were coming in here and buying this property up sight unseen, paying all this money for it. You can't even build a house on it.
Cox Hollow.
So it's going to happen out there too. It's going to happen in Indian Mountain. The thing about it is, yeah, it already is happening. The county's going to end up with this land. And who's losing? Who's paying the money? We are. My kid is going to end up paying for that because we couldn't set a standard of what our subdivision should look like. Now, I'm not saying everybody in here should have the same 6 foot tall style picket fence. It's not at all what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if somebody's going to come in here, buy land for pennies on the dollar, put it in the green belt, pay a fraction of the tax, and then turn around and sell it to a developer who's going to put half butt crush and run on the road and call it a road, that's not right. We're going to end up putting the bill on them. At the end of the day, the people that live on that road, whether it's a private drive or not, is still a taxpayer. That's my soapbox.
No, I get it, and Charles, we've talked in length multiple nights on the telephone. The first step we'll have in anything is we're going to have to adopt, and I would challenge you guys to go look it up for yourself, the County Powers Act. And it simply gives us a backboard. If we enact a tax right now, and you don't want to pay it, you don't have to. I hate to say that in a live meeting, but that's a fact. You can look, if you're from California and you just took 100,000 pounds of logs out of here, and I say you owe us $250 plus a $10,000 bond, you look at me and laugh and leave, I can't do anything about it. When we adopt that County Powers Act, we can do something about it. And until we do that, we're just, it's good to have talk about it. It's good to tell the public how we feel about it, that we're in it with them, but eventually one day we'll have to show them that we're really in it. We'll have to adopt that so we can charge fees. Clint, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but addresses over the last let's just say 6 months, let's go back to January, and I know you're not gonna have, we're over 100.
Yeah,
We're way over 100, probably closer to 2.
Yeah, for sure. I don't have the exact number.
You're closer to 200 new addresses in 6 months. And Land of Lakes just bought 2,000 more acres in our county. Mr. Eric, we were talking in his office the other day. Derek Earhart called me and said, I gotta have another plat cabinet. I said, a plat cabinet? All right, we'll get maintenance to grab you one. This has been a pretty good while ago now. And he said, well, they're about $4,000 or $5,000 a piece. And I'm like, what do you need a plat cabinet for? He said, well, come on over here and I'll show you. Now, luckily, we found some that were cheaper from Knox County, and we paid somebody to go over and pick them up for us and got them at a really good price. But those things are going in, they're fast. Them plats are coming in fast. So, just something to think about. It's not, you know, a lot of the growth in Indian Mound, rode out there, with Mr. Brent Shelton a couple of weeks ago. These guys, especially a lot of the 160th guys, when I was out there and I talked to a few of them, they're coming in building $500,000 on 10 acres sitting in the middle of it. That's strategic growth that we like. But coming in here putting 500 houses on 1,000 acres and just coming in and they're buying them sight unseen, like Mr. Hurd said, and then leaving, that's not strategic growth at all. So I agree with you guys. We need to discuss that one.
That's a touchy thing on vehicles you were talking about, because that can be transferred not only from logging to dump trucks to anything hauled through this county. So that's something that needs to be well thought out. You know, if you're gonna keep it just for local people, well, you got people ordering gravel and trucks coming out from Clarksville, Paris, and everywhere else. You're gonna do one, it's gonna be a touchy deal.
Dump truck's gotta pay a tax before Natalie will ever sell me a license plate.
Right.
So,
But
we're taxed every year.
There are certain wood taxes
That
we
ain't what we're
can,
talking about here.
also the mineral tax, guys, legislation went through where it was increased now, so we can actually increase, we can go talk about things like that, but pulpwood tax, that's still.
It was pulpwood tax you could assess.
Yeah, there's still taxes on that, but again, if you go start talking about assessing taxes, it's one for everybody, and then you hit your local guys. But we have to find a strategic plan to maintain our roads. Because right now, the road department's still $200,000 behind from the flood. That's after you guys granted them $100,000. They're still $200,000 behind. So, you know, I had a lady a week before last, she gave me a good old-fashioned Southern talking to. And then I finally got to tell her, ma'am, that's not a county road. And then I pulled out my road list, I double-checked, and it was not a county road. We can't take any more county roads on right now until we fix the ones that we have. And that's a, you know, so these subdivisions that are coming in, I spoke with that gentleman with Land of Lakes, and I said, why are you promising these people that the county's gonna take over these roads? And he said, well, y'all will have to once we bring them up to a standard. I said, no, sir. No, you bring them up to any standard you want, we don't have to accept it. I don't mind accepting the roads. I think that's a really good thing if we can afford it. But until we get our roads in our county fixed that we have, that we own ownership of, I don't think we can take in any.
Can we not require them to have a bond?
That's a Charles, we and him we talked about it, but I don't know. I mean,
You're gonna run into a little bit on your loggers, you're gonna run into the ag liability. They're protected under ag most of the time, so. You can do certain things with personal property tax depending on how long they're here. So there's ways to look at it. I mean, you don't wanna be against business, but at the same time, you wanna protect, you know, a lot of this is damaging of the roads. Yeah. You know, that's probably, and that can be enforced through multiple means. So it's probably gonna require a meeting to kind of get to the bottom of it.
What other county doing in our similar to us?
I've seen several different things. I've seen bonds. I see a lot of bonds where you have to place a bond based upon what you're cutting. If you're cutting 100 acres and you're having multiple entrances and exits, you'd have to put a bond up. And I don't know what those bonds look like. I didn't ask. They could be 20,000 or you know, and then if they messed up the road, of course they'd be liable for it. And And I've also seen permittings, I've seen permits. We see that a lot. You come in and pay $150 or $200 to get a permit, and then, but with that being said, $150 and $200 worth of road work, it's not really worth the permit to me. I mean, what are you gonna fix for $200?
That ain't worth the trouble.
That's
So,
the bond.
so I almost think the bond, you know, I don't go get off in the weeds, but the Department of Agriculture has a meeting here tomorrow night. I've invited the commissioner and he's coming. If any of you guys wanna come, Andy Holt, Shane knows him, super nice guy. I've invited him, I listened to him speak a little bit, and it was about some of the new grants that are coming out for loggers and sawmills and things like that, and farmers with large land plots. So I asked him if he would come speak to our local guys instead of just, you know, the mayors and executives, and he absolutely said yes. So he'll be here tomorrow night. That'll be a question that I'll have. What is that? Because he's clearly going to tell us the other side of that, right? So we want to know where we're at versus where the Department of Ag is.
A lot of times it'd be enforcing it, confining it, you know, those would be out there. That's your hardest part. Because a lot of them bonds are for the roadside stuff, so. You gotta watch, does that hinder their business? I mean, it just takes some meetings.
Well, you know, if it hinders the business, maybe a local man will be able to cut it at that point. I mean, I'm all about one business, but at the same time, you know, what's better for my family, my future family?
I'd say we're gonna have some work sessions.
Yeah.
Speak about this stuff and hash it out, what we're gonna do.
Yeah, it needs to be addressed. You guys have any more business that I can help you with?
Hey, I just want to say thanks to all 4 candidates tonight. I appreciate you all stepping up. It takes a lot to put yourself out there for public office and for public scrutiny, and we certainly appreciate you doing that. That's what makes our community great, and I wish I could vote for all 4 of you.
I absolutely echo that, yeah, 100%. Thank you guys for coming in.
Motion to adjourn.
I got some, that's y'all's business, I got my business now. That's two times, no, you did it last time, I'm sorry. Alright, just go, I'll go pretty quick. Parks and Recs grant, you guys are gonna see a lot of that going on right now. It's just started. Cumberland City's had their bid, it came in over. So the light bid at the ballpark came in over. But we're able to work it out within the grant and not cost us any more money right now. So we're gonna continue to work on those. India Mound is being let, it was in the paper last week, so I think it's the 18th. I think it's the 18th August, it'll be bid out. So it's a lot of good stuff, giving back to our public, and this Parks and Recs grant, you know, we pulled it off with 0 tax dollars, which is crazy when you talk about $2.4 million, right? So kudos to y'all. I told you about Andy Holt coming in tomorrow night. I asked you guys at the last meeting if y'all cared if I put in, or a meeting or 2 ago, if I put in for an ag grant to build an ag barn for our ag community, for everybody. We want to use this for everybody. We successfully received that grant. So the contract came today, and I got it to Miss Heather today, so she'll be reviewing that, and I'll be signing and getting back. That's a $150,000 grant, no match. That'll go directly on our Fairfield that you guys purchased. So we'll be able to give directly back to that community for everything. So with that, but I wanna add to that. I went and spoke with Mayor Lisa Fitzhugh. We are jointly, and I've spoken with Rick about this also, we jointly own the riding rink, I guess everybody calls it, down on Sandy Road. Over the years, the creek's filled in and it floods all the time. It's not being used, and when it is used, there's no parking. They park down the side of Sandy Road. So everything about it says don't come here. So I spoke with Miss Lisa about going in on a joint venture to sell that and adding to our arena. I look at it as $150,000 to $250,000 piece of property. I don't know if that's what it'll bring, that's just what I think it'll bring. And we would be able to put that directly into the arena and build it all at one time. This is something that we could have done by the spring down there on our Fairfield. What I applied for was a 100 by 200 open air barn with sides on it for seating, bleachers and things like that. This year we have a $20,000 rodeo coming to town. That's what we have to pay them, and they don't supply their own lights and things like that. This will be a place where we could easily have that in the rodeo in there, tons of seating, all the lighting we wanted and all that. So keep that in your mind, because the reason I say that is she's speaking with the city council fairly quickly, if I understood correctly. And we'll know something about putting that piece of property up for sale and going in jointly to it's like we spoke, the city of Dover and Cumberland City, sometimes they get, Bone calls me a Dover right all the time. When I lived in Indian Mound longer than I did Dover, he just didn't know it. But with that being said, there's a lot of stigma put on both of our cities, Cumberland City and Dover. But in reality, we're all Stewart County. I look at Dover as being District 4, 5, and 6. That's the way I look at Dover as. But if they will deed us over that piece of property, or we can deed it to them, either way they want to do it, we'll put that up for sale, and we'll go down there and build a nice facility that the county can appreciate. And if you were at the rodeo, a lot of you were at the rodeo last year, you've seen that people are looking for something to do in our county. We've made leaps and bounds on that ball field and that community park down there. Danny Lee keeps it in tip-top shape. We're still building. The new parking lot's fixing to start. So that leads me to this. You guys also let me put in for another grant through the Clarksville-Montgomery County Health Foundation. And I joined with Kendra Butcherelli, and we put that in. And we were also awarded $400,000 for electricity and pickleball courts for the community park. So those will also be going in this fall, early spring. So with that and the pavilion that we have granted down there, and then the new pavilion that we're thinking about putting down there, we're really going to give, and I know it's a long ways, Alexis and I talked about it, it's a long ways for Cumberland City to drive and play pickleball, but we're working with Cumberland City on getting grants and moving, and they're doing a lot of good things in Cumberland City, so they're moving a lot down there. But anyways, that's just another $600,000 in grants we took in this month. So Parks and Recs wise, we're going to be around the $4 million mark in 2 years putting in this county, and none of it's coming at a cost. We're putting $2.5 million in the ballpark, not counting the fairground side and the pickleball courts. 0 tax dollars. Now it's tax dollars, but it might be somebody from Williamson County. We're not going to worry about that. So, but anyways, want to send that to you. The fair's coming up. With that being said, I have hired part-time personnel in my office. We had some part-time hours, and I hope she's taking the stress off of the office staff, because every one of these grants that I just mentioned, we all get fuzzy about, and Heather gets right the opposite. So she just gets another stack of paperwork on her desk, and her and I talked, and we felt like going forward that the office needed somebody that can help with day-to-day stuff. You're going to be receiving emails and things like, you got cold water, so whether you drink it or not. But she's going to do a lot of stuff. She's going to be a big asset to us. She's running the fair right now also with the fair board, and they have lots and lots and lots planned. The fair is going to be awesome this year. I'll go ahead and say it so we can get drugged through the mud. There's no carnival in sight in the United States right now. We started 9 months ago, and we have yet to have one yay. Everybody's like, oh yeah, we'll book you for next year, and that's what essentially we're going to have to do. But there's none. We're working on things for children to do, but there's a lot of ag-related stuff in the fair this year, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So that was my.
We still have wrestling.
We have wrestling coming on Friday night.
Do we have any big names?
Do we have any what?
Big names.
It's not Hulk Hogan.
It's big.
Listen. She stated the obvious. We do have wrestling coming Friday night. We rented a big circus tent this year. The fair board did, and kudos to the fair board. You guys did appropriate $10,000. They've raised another 40 already. Their sales. So you're going to get hopefully $50,000-$60,000 fair this year, and should be a lot of fun.
If you'll advertise Mr. Stewart, you're going to be down there wrestling, you probably get a big
Gonna get as much rain as we did last year.
Don't. Jesus.
Maybe me and Erica put on an exhibition.
There you go.
What else? I think that's something. So if, I'm gonna say if, because I have no idea how they're gonna vote, or if they're gonna vote, I don't know if they're gonna vote. But if the city of Dover was to vote at their next city council meeting, which is coming up really fast, like next Monday. If they vote, I'm gonna ask for a special call meeting to move this project with the, ag barn as fast as we can move it. So I'm gonna be asking for a special call probably. What's that?
We're at your beck and call.
Anything else? Mark?
Good.
Mark's good. Second by Ms. Fields, all in favor say aye.